Brethren, I want to share with you some of the things we'll be expecting this year. As I share the prophecy, I want all of us to pray that some of these things, that God will show mercy. This is 1 year we must learn to pray as never before. Somebody say Nigeria. There is an army warming up in the spirit. A strange army, bloodthirsty in nature, that will overrun the nation almost at the time. And their operation will start at night, bombing the entire nation. And by the time it is morning of the day, they are done with their operations. They will hoist a flag announcing a takeover of the government. This is a dreadful one. And except the Lord that lives in heaven intervenes, the celebration of our faith as Christians shall abruptly cease. This is why God has been warning the church and the church leaders about we have left spirituality and decided to go after mundane things. And the enemy kept on covering their own ground. Hear me, every plan to bring to pass this evil agenda is already in place and signed. This nation has been sold out to a ruthless master. And I fear for the people. People of God, let's set aside these denominational differences. I am this, I am that. No, there is no church denomination inside heaven. I challenge you. And that's why God is very much interested in this work. This is the church in unity. And may the Lord judge anything that wants to interfere with the unity of this work. Yes, I am telling you. People of God, let's set aside these denominational differences and our personal faults and cry unto God for help. State of the nation still. The situation of things are not going to improve any better. But rather they will degenerate the more. There shall be an open war of blames among the powers that be. None shall take responsibility of their words. Actions. If you think you have seen trading of blames, just prepare. You will see more. They will fight dirty to expose and upturn hidden plans to enslave and sell out this nation. A plan that will stretch even to 2030. You didn't hear what I said. Let me leave that one there. Unexpectedly, some persons will give up their seats and office to check out of the country with a clear notice of resignation as a reason that they are checking out. The weight of unspecified or unannounced doom will suddenly begin to weigh on them so heavily spiritually and emotionally that they will take the option of quietly living. Some will smartly leave with medical reasons and they will never show up again. Brethren, there is danger ahead of us from now. And it's only God and prayer that will help us. Am I communicating? Brethren, there is an illusion in the minds of the youth child, talking about the youth, that will become an embarrassment to some members of the society, particularly the wealthy class. We have managed things in this country inappropriately, not properly considering the youths and their feelings. And it is sitting on a time bomb. It's a misapprehension. And it is a belief in something that is in fact not even true. This class of people that is these wealthy people, will become victims of offense they never committed. Their wealth, beautiful houses, businesses, and cars will become an entrapment to them. I just hope you understand. I am talking about a situation that will make people detect things that they worked very hard for to keep safe. There is trouble roaming in the clouds over this nation, and I'm afraid a class of people will be exterminated. The church and her leaders will not be exempted in this attack. Did you hear what I said? The daredevils will come after the big shots. The excitement will be so strange and high, you cannot imagine it. Let us just pray, trusting God to avert all the evil plans of the wicked. You can now begin to see why there is need for all of us to pray. And those who are not serving God, better make a time before the enemy discovers you in your hideout. Nigeria and their politics. There is an infighting of the political class in the different parties that is going to come to the public domain. The noise of this fighting will affect all the facets of governance, so much so that will attract international attention to quell the noise. The noise that already filtered out will stir up another terrible crisis that may likely occasion the takeover by that strange army talked about earlier. This situation will birth a daredevil youth in the end. Anarchy is looming, except the Lord do something and fast. Strange vision over the nation. This vision is strange, and it's about raging bees. Raging bees. These bees have human intelligence in it. They will be locating different addresses and personalities, and they will be taking them down. Bees. These bees will remain a mystery for now, unless God himself decides to interpret it properly for all of us. Youth. There is a deep and serious determination in the heart of the youth child within this country, and even those in diaspora, to bring about some definite changes in the system of governance of this nation. And the force driving these youths, no army, no ammunition can stop this time. Because it's like they are decided to die. It's like a crop of youths that have given up on life. But they will be very determined to bring a change in the system of leadership and governance. And they will stage a serious war, call it protest, this time. I am seeing an outright violence to the different government establishments because of different levies and taxes. All these levies and taxes and increases, it will provoke these youths. We've been doing it and taking things for granted. The tolerance level is expiring. A more dreadful youth is boiling up, and they will stage a terrible protest against the governance, making a couple of demands. Still on the youth matters. African youths, I don't know, they are coming together. And I'm seeing what I could tag a union of African youths. I am seeing a consolidation of different African nations at the youth level. The process of their amalgamation on the issue of politics, energy, leadership, governance, trade, and economy is in the pipeline. I see a people of strength, a formidable force with connections. They have the wherewithal to achieve their aims and purposes. They are intellectuals. These guys are inventors, political scientists, historians, philosophers. Skills, capacity building will count in this move. They shall be up and completely out for an eradication of man and objects that has dealt with the destinies of the African people and nation. In this move, all hands will be on deck, including the persons that you will never have valued from different places. Judiciary. Somebody say judiciary. Members of the judiciary, particularly those on the bench, must pray both earnestly, fervently for the next 2 years against the violence that is set to come suddenly on the judiciary. Violence. Judiciary may likely be attacked or even shut down by aggrieved population. Their grievances being directed to the use of technicalities in which some degree of justice were thwarted. They will even chant their arrogance to the fact that the judiciary they considered as the hope of the common man has become their pain, turning technicalities into object of injustice. To them, there is not much taste, judicial accuracy to trust or hope on. The provocation is such that a number of courts will be set ablaze, which will lead to shutting down of the courts. The judges will be so attacked and killed in a manner that will drive away many of them out of the country. Once this situation sets in, brethren, there will be total collapse of the systems of the government. Anarchy is looming. There is a new revival of mysticism and occultism that will embrace the court system, that will cause many sick. Some will sleep and never wake up again. Slumbering of members of the temple of justice who will scare life away from people. Politics. A little of politicians of the Igbo and Ejo stock will be victims of what I can't explain for now from the next dispensation of politics. Next dispensation of politics. Some will die in the hands of the people. Some will be as a result of inducements. Banks. Too many key players in this industry will suddenly lose their jobs. In fact, the decision has already been taken. Some of them will be asked to honorably resign, like they did to some persons in the past 2 years. Others will be either invited or arrested by the ICPC or EFCC. And from that point, it is a goodbye from the sector. Don't expect too much from now as a banker, because the going down of the economy will affect a whole lot, which will work against them. Staff of this industry will be so underpaid that they will begin to seek alternative jobs or will be at the option of leaving the country. Start now to make a plan B for your families. It is no longer going to be a sudden blow. Be wise. Anambra stroke Igbo land. Let's clap for Jesus. 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 Our case is different. Our case is different. The Igbo land, Anambra in particular, is set to be the hub of this nation. Am I communicating? But listen, church, because I believe all churches are represented here. We must put denominational politics aside. Otherwise, it will tear the state. We must put it aside. Call a spade a spade. That's one. Number two, we must not stop praying. We need to be conscious. We must not dance the music our enemies want us to dance. Because there are plans to fragment the Igbo race. If heaven will help us stop the crisis set to upturn the nation, I hope you know the one I read earlier, you will see a new people emerge with strong economic strength. It's going to be about inventions, write it, technology. Number three, intellectual display. Heaven has released a completely new unction on the Igbo race to manifest in 3 dimensions mentioned above. This shall attract different nations from now to come for discussion. They will come for affiliation. They will come for partnership of business deals in this part of the country. Am I communicating? The minerals that are yet to be made public will be explored and put to use to make this region an enviable hub. Somebody say, enviable. High power technology will be brought in by companies or group of persons to help facilitate the purpose set to be achieved. The region will enjoy wealth, affluence, and abundance to the envy of many. Only that we need to pray for heaven to avert all the dangers looming in the atmosphere of this country spiritually. A lot of individual properties will be affected once they conclude the meeting and ready work. Too many foreign partners will be in this exercise. Did I communicate? Job. There is going to be new jobs created in Anambra in particular. Very many people will joyfully gain employment, but we need a peaceful environment to function. Seek the peace of the nation wherein I have caused you to be what? Captive. In the peace, you will have peace. That's Bible. Still on Anambra, I see a people gathering for a meeting on how to advance the cause of this state. It has a new blueprint. Customs and immigration. I didn't think we talked about them last year. Customs and what? Is their turn. I am seeing a serious trouble for the persons of the customs and immigration, particularly the customs. Some business mogul or magnate are coming for a payback time. If we don't pray for 2 different airports and 1 seaport, they may be taken down and lives will be lost. This fight is going to be dirty because the aggrieved persons are accusing the customs and immigration people of cutting away with their goods. Some items will be discovered at different locations where they were hidden. It was revealed to these men by the junior staff of the above mentioned establishments what their superiors do with the seized goods. Infuriated by the degree of lust incurred over time, is going to be very bloody. The church. Somebody say the church. Who is the church? It is you and me. We must pray fervently for heaven to intervene There is so much agitation in the spirit against the church. And the big ministers of God, which if allowed to manifest, it will affect the entire church world in Nigeria. Though the government will rise against the church harder than now. You didn't hear what I said. The government is going to rise against the church harder than now. But I'm concerned about the members going to the press to expose certain activities of different ministers and even their expenditures. Many of the ministers will have their toes in and out of different offices of the men in uniform. We must fight this reproach spiritually because it will destroy the faith of many when it stands. You know that this kind of thing happened in America. And that was where the backslidingness of Christianity started in Europe. Too many people in the church are already backsliding. Many people who are looking in the church, they are backsliding. The only thing is that it has not come to the public. The shaking that is said to hit the church will fish them away. Church, pray that these things do not happen at all. Nigeria and hunger. Nigeria what? It may not be general, but I have not seen any better times ahead. There will be terrible hunger in the land. Although very many people went into famine, and we are hoping that they have prepared for the evil day or rainy day, but unfortunately, thieves will go into their farms to plunder it. They will harvest. The thieves will harvest to sell off and equally eat. Unfortunately, too much money will not be freely in circulation. Did you hear what I said? Money is not going to be much in circulation. You have had a little experience in this Christmas. Huh? Too much money will not be in circulation for people to access their daily necessities. If people are not careful, they will be beaten up even in their farms for trying to protect their farm. Hunger will make people go wild. Protest. We must pray seriously against another round of protests. It will be more daring than the former. This second phase of it, if grievance is not pacified, it will hit up the nation at the same time. The unity of the people this time is going to cut across tribe, and it will be a difficult situation to handle. Everything will come to a halt. War. I'm afraid war is imminent. I see war breaking out in 4 different cities in Nigeria. And it will trigger up violence in other cities. Blood will flow like rivers. The fear of it will make some people slump. Igbos. An internal war. You didn't hear what I said. An internal war is being projected in the spirit to divide the Igbos from among them. Some persons are paid off by their northern masters to mastermind this trouble that is looming. Even though they will try, but it will see their end. And then a new Igbo spirit will spring up from our people. Did I communicate? A new dimension of killing is going to kickstart again against the first men, particularly the police and then the army. Rumor had it in the spirit that a gang of Yahoo boys rose up against them and began to kill them in their numbers. Why? The Yahoo boys are saying they are extorting money from them, and to the tune of 500,000. The fear of it will release terrible terror in the land. This one is on Yahoo. It appears there seems to be no ending to the state of confusion in the nation, in the spirit. I saw the two houses of influence in Nigeria scanty in the spirit. You know the houses. The persons that are supposed to occupy the seats were not in sight at all. Some wild characters from different tribes rose up and came after them. So in their house, which they had there, many of them have been acting as if they are on free ride. Fire outbreak. There is going to be strange fire outbreaks from unexpected quarters in this country, and it is going to be terrible, affecting both government and the people. Families and companies should watch out carefully and properly over the properties against power surge that will trigger up burnings at other times. 2 major markets will go down in the fire season, and some persons will be said to be responsible. But then, billions have wasted, and many will never recover from the loss. Please pray seriously against the burning of human beings in the so-called outbreak, including burning inside their vehicles. Accidents. From Aroma Junction and Kwata Junction in particular, we must bind. Everyone say bind. Everyone say bind. Everybody say bind. We must bind a heart-breaking accident that will involve lives. These two junctions. Let's pray seriously against the falling of a big lorry or trailer from a height. Call it a bridge or flyover. And it will be crushing properties and crushing human lives. Plane crash. This first quarter is very heavy in the spirit. We must pray against plane crash. One of the crash may attempt to wipe a community. You know what it means when a plane flies and crashes into a community? I saw a black day in Nigeria that followed a plane crash because of the nature of the personalities that were involved in the crash. I don't know what will lead to a missing plane. If this thing ever happens, something sinister will begin to take place at the level of governance. So let's pray it doesn't happen. The game that is being played now will jeopardize a lot in the country. We must pray.